In the previous animation, we animated the tail of the cat using the puppet tool. This is the layer of the cat here. If we press the U key, we open up the keyframes for the animation, and we can see here, if I move forward in time, and I can see the different positions that the tail will be moving. The machine is very slow here to anticipate the move, but here it is anyways. So the cat tail is moving, so what we're going to do here is simply complete a little bit of the animation of the tail here by taking one of the puppet points, this one for instance. You saw here I highlighted puppet 5, and I'm going to take this and bring it in slightly and move forward and bring it in even more. And maybe move a little bit this point here outside, extend it a little bit like this. Okay, so now I have this point here. I can move also slightly up. So now I have a sort of complete move from one side to the other side of the tail, and what I'm going to do here is move forward a little bit more, and I'm going to copy all those points here and paste them back. So how I do this is simply by selecting the points, Command copy, and Command paste. I'll do the same here. I select all the points by simply clicking the name, copy, paste. And finally, those points, copy, paste. Now I have added points to my animation. I'm going to move forward here beyond the last keyframe and do the same thing again. So, copy, paste, copy, paste, and copy, paste. I pretty much filled the whole segment of animation. I'm going to finish here with a little copy paste, or just simply paste, because I've already have all my points copied. So copy paste, and here copy paste. So now I'm full with the animation of the tail. So next step, I'm going to close this here. So I have my cat, and I'm going to duplicate here, Command D. So I have a cat number 2. And here what I'm going to do is take my masks. And I'm going to take a circular mask, elliptical mask. And I'm going to cut the head of the cat so I can isolate the head from the rest of the body. So I'm just selecting just a little under the neck here and including the ears, because that's what I'm going to animate next. So having selected this, I now have a mask. You see it opened a function of mask, and I'm going to select the first layer of cat and solo it, and this time I'm going to create another mask, but this time I'm going to isolate the body. So to do this, I'm going to still take the head. So you see I'm just selecting a portion of the head here. I'm going to go a little extra here on the body. I want to include a little bit more of the body so it overlaps, like this here. And I'm going to take my mask, and instead of being an add mask, I'm going to create a subtract mask. Those are functions of the mask that we can use, and being subtract will eliminate the head here, and it will reverse the mask simply. Now I'm going to move the point here just so I take a little bit less of the neck, or take this point here and just move it slightly down. Control Z twice. I'm going to take the pointer to do this. So I'm going to take my tool here and I'm going to move my mask down a little bit. And then I'm going to press on the key F. F opens the feather mask. So I'm going to make this mask soft on the edges using the feather mask. Same here. I select the first mask, F for feather, and I'm going to feather that mask also, slightly. I remove my solo button, and now I have the head on a separate layer. If I can isolate this layer, I can see it's isolated here. And I'm going to take this layer, and I'm going to take the anchor point, which is here on the body of the cat, take my anchor point tool and move the anchor point to the base of the neck. The reason is when I move my head, I want the head to rotate on the neck axis and not on the body. If I press R key for rotation, now I see that if I rotate my head a little right and a little left, I have a perfect motion of the head without touching the body. Here it's a bit too much because I'm separating the head here from the body, so I know 12 is too much, so maybe 5 is good. So -5, and I will mark this with a keyframe. So I click on the watch, I have a keyframe, I move forward, and I'm going to move now from -5 to +5, or a little bit more. We'll see what's possible. That's good. So I have 8. 8 is good. So now I have 2 points. I'm going to move forward, copy those points by selecting the word rotation, Command C, Command V. So now I copy pasted those points, and I'm going to go on and do that again. But this time I'm going to select the word rotation to have all points selected, copy, paste, and I'm going to be a bit random where I put the timeline because I don't want to be too repetitive. And again, I'm going to select all points, copy, paste. So now I created a nice and fluid animation of the head going left and right, with the tail moving at the same time, because on the first layer of the cat we have the tail moving. So, that being done, I'm going to select all the points again, and this time I'm going to right click on one of those points so that I can, or control click, and select the keyframe assistant to do an easy ease. Easy ease is like a taper up and a taper down. That's going to create the even more fluid animation for the motion of the head. Now I'm left with the ears to move. So in order to move the ears, I'm going to select my puppet tool again, but this time I'm going to set a point at the tip of the ears, another point at the base of the ear, one point at the top of the head, another point at the base of the next ear, and a final point at the tip of the ear. So now I can move forward in time and randomly move the point of the ears. I'm going to take this point, for instance, and I'm going to move it towards the right. And this point here, move it to the left. So for some reason I have a double cat here, I don't know why. I'm going to simply continue the animation. Maybe my mask on the other layer is not big enough. Let's select the solo on the cat the initial cat. Okay, and let's solo the head now. So now I'm going to bring those points back to the center and a little beyond. Yeah, the points are moving the whole head, and that's the problem here. So maybe what I'll do here is I press on the E key for the puppet effect, and I'm going to remove the puppet, delete the puppet point, and start over. So I'm at the beginning here, and this time I'm going to take the puppet tool and select a point really on the ear, on the tip of the ear, and here right at the base, and I'm going to go straight to the next side and on the tip of the ear. Let's try this now. Move forward, and I'm going to try to move this point outside. Yeah, that works better. Yeah, exactly. So like this here, move forward in time, and then bring them back. Then bring them back like this here, and like that, and then move forward in time, and again, but this time I'm going to go a little further on the other side. That means bringing both ears inside, and then forward. I'm going to press on the U key to reveal my keyframes, and I'm going to take those keyframes here, and I'm going to copy them and paste them. And I'm going to move forward and copy paste again, select the name, copy paste, move forward, select the name, copy paste. So now I animated the ears and the cat's head. So now I have a whole situation here with the cat, body, tail moving, head moving, ears moving. So I finished animating this portion. Now all is left to do is to move the curtains. First I'm going to take the texture level and put it behind the curtain, and take the curtain and go in my select effects and presets and write DISP for displace, and I'm going to use turbulence displace and apply it to the curtain. So I just drag and drop it on the curtain, and you will see here if I move the evolution, it actually animates the curtain as if there was wind moving the curtains. So because I want the wind to be subtle, I will reduce the amount to about 27 and the size to about 75. Randomly, I can see what the result of this is going to do, and I can either change it or modify it. And here I'm going to set the curtains T for opacity, and I'm going to set them slightly transparent so I can see behind them, because the curtains are supposed to be somehow a bit transparent. And I should be able to see the flower arrangements behind the curtains. So at maybe 63, that's pretty good. So now the curtains are moving, or will be moving when I examine the final animation, and they will be transparent, and the cat is animated. As you can see, everything's moving, and this shot is complete. So now I come back to my scene 2, where I pre-composed this into a shot where there was a motion within this shot. So now everything is moving. The curtain you see is transparent. The curtain is moving as well. Everything is animated. But now I have a camera motion that takes us upwards towards the higher areas of the window while everything is animated. So that is my final shot. So you remember we created a scene 2 and we dumped the composition into this scene 2, and we double clicked on it so that we could access the different layers. And then we animated the layers one by one. We created the cat, we duplicated the cat so we could animate the head and the body separately. Here the position of the cat is not exactly good, so I'm going to move the position of the head to be slightly lower. And slightly left. I didn't put it lower, I put it higher, so I'm going to put it lower, and a bit lower, and a bit lower, and a bit left, like this. So back to my final composition. Here I have the cat in scene 2, and I'm ready to output this scene. So to output the scene, I go to Export. I export to render. I'm in Mac, so I will select the name is OK, the location to see where it's going. It's going to desktop. I want it to go to my drive, and it's scene 2B2 as a lossless. I save the name as a lossless. It is now going to be a format. Because I'm in Apple, it's going to be a ProRes 422. OK. RGB million colors, everything's good. I select OK, and I render. And that's it. That's my shot being outputted. And we are done for this one. So we'll move into the next shot.